What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? Showing you that's not Serpentarium. I'm chilling with this gorgeous boy here. Look at him. I'm just really falling in love with these Chinese beauties, I gotta be honest. Really cool little snakes. Really awesome, man. Really enjoying them. But anyway, we'll just get straight into it. Today we're going to have a little chat about, well, you've seen the title, you know exactly what we're talking about. If you're new around here, guys, make sure you subscribe, obviously. You don't want to be missing out on all this epic content. It's a bit nonsensical at times. It's a bit of a laugh, bit of a joke on times. But I always show cool snakes. And that's what the main thing is, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's ultimately what you're here to see. You don't really care what I'm talking about. You're just here to see this boy. Look at him. Look at him. He's gorgeous. Anyway. Let's get straight into it then, guys. Today we are actually going to talk about getting your second snake. Yeah, getting your second snake then. It's never enough getting one snake, okay? And you'll find when you have your second snake, that's not going to be enough either. And you'll find when you've got your 10th snake, you don't remember buying snakes 3 through 9. That seems to be how things go in this hobby. And you'll be sitting here now going, oh, no, that won't be me. And then there'll be other people sitting here going, oh yeah, no, I know what he's talking about. I've actually been there. And he's completely right. Yeah, so choosing your second snake, guys, you may actually find it easier or harder than choosing what snake to buy for your first snake. It depends really on what type of person you are. I found it a lot easier buying my second snake than my first snake, just because I knew sort of what I liked a bit more, and I actually went for the same species for my second snake as what I did for my first snake. It depends really as well on what sort of snakes you like. Obviously you don't want to get a snake you don't like, but I would really recommend, if you've had that first snake for more than a year, you really like it, I would still recommend get a different snake, different species of snake, just to get that more experience of what different snakes are like and what other options you got out there, like for example, rat snakes, they're really cool. But if you've got a rat snake and that's your first snake, then maybe go for a python or a boa, but choose something you really like. But I really would say, if you've been keeping that particular snake longer than a year, then try to move on to a different species. If you haven't, then I wouldn't overcomplicate things. If you've got to get another snake because you really want to, then go for the same species, just because the care is exactly the same, obviously, and it's not really any more of a challenge keeping 2 corn snakes than it is keeping 1 corn snake. It's exactly the same, just twice. So it's pretty straightforward then, isn't it? You know what I mean? Or you could go for a very similar care requirement snake. So you could go for, say if you've got a corn snake, you could go for an Everglades rat snake, which has got very similar care requirements because they come from the same country and such. So you could look at it like that. But for me, if you've gone out, you've bought a ball python, a royal python, maybe get a colubrid. You might get a colubrid and you might think, God, these are so much better than ball pythons or pythons in general, or vice versa. Try things. That's what I'm getting at. Try things. Your favorite snake is very unlikely to be the one you've already got. There are thousands of species of snakes, of which only a few hundred we keep in captivity. but it's very unlikely first try you've got your favourite already. You know, it's very unlikely. So just try as many things as you can. Keep it for as long as you can. But if you buy something, you did your research and you don't like it, then fair enough. You know, maybe rehome it, and someone will get more enjoyment out of it. Find a good home, and please try to avoid doing that. I've done it myself, so I'm not going to be hypocritical and say never rehome a snake, because sometimes you just think, well, someone's going to, you know, have more enjoyment out of this, maybe get a better setup for it. Like a lot of you will know my story with the blood python, where I bought the blood python. I managed to tame it down somewhat over a period of a few months, but it kept smashing his face against the viv, the glass of the viv, every time I walked into the room, every time I could hear a noise. So I was really worried that it was going to end up breaking his neck. So that's why I decided to rehome it, you know. And these things happen. It's impossible, no matter how much research you do, to really truly know if you like keeping that snake or not, because you've never kept it, if that makes sense. The only way to know if you like keeping a snake is keeping the snake. Obviously, if you look at something and go, that's completely ugly, there's not going to be any change in your mind on that. I personally like keeping snakes that I think are really pretty, and that's just me, you know. I'm superficial. What are you going to do, right? But at the same time, after doing your research and stuff, research can't tell you what it's actually like to handle them. It can't. It can't tell you what your particular specimen is going to be like. There's no way. So just try to think outside the box. Get something that maybe is a little bit more difficult to keep if you're feeling adventurous. Don't overdo it, and make sure it's something you really want to keep before you go out and buy it. But if you do get it and you think, God, this is nothing like what I thought it'd be like based off my research or whatever, or maybe you know, maybe something happens, then don't be afraid to reach out to a more experienced keeper to come and, you know, take care of that animal instead of it, okay? But that's what I'd always advocate, guys, is try to keep different species, because it's unlikely your favourite species you bought first time. I wish someone had told me that when I bought my first snake, which was the Royal, and then I went out and bought another Royal. I wish someone had said, you know, look, try something else. Not that I don't love my Royals, but I would have known faster that I also like colubrids. I also like boas. I like rosy boas. You know, there's very few snakes that I don't like. So just keep that in mind, guys, when you're looking for your second snake. I hope you've really enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this gorgeous boy here. Look at him. Gorgeous. Really, really nice. And again, he's a Chinese beauty snake. They're the smaller versions of the Taiwanese beauty snake. Really cool snakes to have. I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said, if you've had enough, you can click off now, but I'm just gonna rattle off a few good mentions of snakes you could keep when you're newer in the hobby with ease. They're really cool, really you know, good to keep, good at handling, pretty in, you know, depending on who you ask, and such like that. So I'll just rattle a few off. I'm not going to talk about them now, because a lot of these are going to be species that I haven't actually kept. So I can't really say, oh, they like this to keep, they like that to keep. This is just species that I've done my own homework on. I really like the look of them. A lot say that they make fantastic pets and good for, you know, your less experienced keepers. So the list is going to be any North American rat snake, any Pituophis snake, Pituophis being the bull snakes, the gopher snakes, and the pine snakes. Any type of rosy boa, any locality, they're all more or less exactly the same to keep. I obviously keep rosy boas, as you know. Any Antaresia python, which are the spotted pythons, the children's pythons, and the Stinson's pythons, they're great. I keep a spotted python myself. I really enjoy keeping it as a pet. Woma pythons, they're brilliant. Rainbow boas, excellent, really, and they're stunning, especially the Brazilians, really gorgeous, really smooth to the touch. You can keep boa constrictor, they're fantastic. I've got a pair of Damarels, as you know. I really get along with keeping them, wouldn't trade them for the world. European rat snakes, fantastic. Any American king snake. Obviously you've got the milk snakes in there as well, which are they're known for being great pet snakes. You've got, hello. Hi. You've got Asian snakes such as this boy, Asian rat snakes. You've got your Japanese rat snake. You've got your Thai bamboo rat snake. Lots of different species there. You've got these. You've got the Vietnamese blue booties. You've got the yeah, too many to just reel off top my head, but you get the idea. Lots out there. What else have you got that you could get potentially as a second snake? That's really interesting. Woma pythons, I've said them. Obviously royal pythons, they're pretty good. You could even get a Burmese if you felt confident enough. Yeah, you could get a male Burmese for sure. I don't see why not, as long as you know what you're in for. You've done your research. You can get a big enclosure, and most of the times when you get it out, you can have another person handling it. You could get a Burmese, no issue. Definitely. So there's a lot of options out there. That's my point. And that's where I really been trying to drive home this whole video. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. This is actually the end now, not the false end that I was just rambling on there. But if you've made it this far, please drop us a like. It helps me out big time. If you're new around here, again, please subscribe and smash that notifications icon. Regular videos, as I say, and any content you want to see, just drop it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. So thanks a lot, guys.